Greeting and grand rising, beloveds. Welcome back. All right, so it came to me about strength and weaknesses. However, as I was grabbing cards, this card fell over behind the bookcase. So, oh boy, as I was feeling and talking to someone about the loved ones that we have lost, and this card fell over behind. So, this was going to be one of my topics for mothers. However, this is for everyone. So, the message is hello from heaven. This is a number 29, and that's an 11. So, if in fact you see some white feathers or you see a penny or a dime on the ground, it could be a special kind of bird that you might see when you're thinking about your lost loved ones. They're saying hello. So, within that, it is challenging. Loss is challenging, but they have their levels of challenges, you know, depending on the age that you lost them, on their age that they left, and the way in which they left. So, it has a different feel. But one thing about it, change is still a loss. Oh, wow. 888 on the bottom. My son had that tattooed on his neck for abundance. All right. Hello, Earl. All right, Spirit. So, this is the messages that the Spirit is bringing forward. I'm going to start with these angel numbers. This is 1001. This is about spiritual awakening. You know, it talks about new beginnings because, you know, new beginnings, be it sad or happy, are inevitable. Okay. And a lot of times it can change you, it can awaken things in you. Um, and it's also dealing with personal development. And yeah, that loss sometimes can make you go hermit mode, where you do develop into something in someone else. And it's also about prioritizing your creativity and being headed in the right direction, even if it seems foggy, even if you feel nervous or uncertain. However, okay, well, it says a new phase in a religious or spiritual quest. You're going through a spiritual awakening, which can feel like the dark night of the soul. You're on the path to enlightenment, and this too shall pass. So, within that, I'm even feeling that with the ones that have passed on. You know, they somewhere else, doing something else, you know? And 888 speaks about karma. This is about balance. You know, it's about finances and success and wealth and cycles, and what goes around, what fam, comes around. So, somebody can be expecting a lot of money is coming your way. Fortune refers to more than just monetary and material success. If you don't appreciate the people in your life now, you won't have them tomorrow. This message encourages you to take personal responsibility and use it to realize your greatest potential. Yeah. So you have to cherish every moment with those that you love, those that you care about, those that you support, those that you honor. Okay? So let's see what other messages Spirit has for us to unfold out of this hello from heaven, this karmic energy and spiritual transformations that someone is going through. Okay, so within the spiritual awakening, talked about creativity. You know, creativity is your inner expression. Unleash it. And I'm also feeling this creativity, even if it's not for somebody else, it could be something that brings you solace in those times where you miss a loved one or that you feel a loneliness or that you feel as though you're just doing a self check in, just being with yourself. You know, get it, get a easel or, hey, get a coloring book. You might not ever paint, but just go into it and don't even think about it. I don't care if you just put polka dots or just lines this way and that way. This is, um, and even someone that is creative and they may have put down something that they truly love, and definitely talking to an artist somewhere, and step back into it. Step back into it. Bottom foundation card is grace. Grace is the universe's blessings. Oh, wow. And then we got awakening again. Um, Grace is the universe's blessings. Open your heart to receive it. And when you think about grace, it could be in the way in which you carry yourself, the way you move, or within uh, having grace and mercy on the things that you hold dear. Okay? But walk with grace, even in the midst of this karmic energy that someone you may be waiting and knowing that they need their karma. However, it's not your call. Have grace and know that everything is in divine order. Okay, we've got listening. Within this listening, the first thing that just jumped into me is listen to the subtle messages that your loved ones may send you. It could be a song on the radio. It could be a butterfly landing on you. It could be a bumblebee that's coming and just hovering. I've had that experience. And just listening to the subtle messages that they send to say hello from heaven. With this intention, this is about whatever intentions that you have, that's what you manifest. Setting certain intentions, and I'm looking at her heart area. She's holding a candle at both sides. They're balanced as well as her heart. So balance, focus on your intentions. And I'm also feeling the energy that there's a certain amount of balance that needs to come in. Sorry about that. Certain amount of balance that needs to come in to move through some challenges, you know, and things done intentional bring into manifestation. We got relationship harmony. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So for those of you that may have had some difficulties within your family surrounding someone's loss or whatever that may be, set an intention. Okay? And also realize that, it may be a short season, it may be a long season, but who is meant to be in your life is meant to be in your life. Heal through art. Okay, well, there you go. That's what I just said. Some form of healing coming through art. Express your shadows in art and let healing unfold. All right. I love that message. That's creativity expression. You know what? Let's put this card right up here with creativity and art and expression. What other messages for my collective going through? Wow. How long has that card been in there? What is that, fam? The gut feeling 0440. Wow. I don't know how long that's been in there because I haven't used this deck in a minute. This is an added message. Someone needs to pay attention to their gut feelings. I know I've learned my lesson with that. And this is about, your intuition. This is about betrayal, pessimism, relating certain things to value, you know, insight, your increased perception. So within this, somebody's going through a spiritual awakening. They may not even understand. How did I know that? How did I feel that? Why am I feeling this? Follow your gut. It's more than just a feeling. Be real with people and focus on meaningful relationships. Remember, you also must bring value to the table. Treat others with respect, or else, well, here we go with karma will bite your ass. Three is a crowd. So there may be three people that have conspired to do something intently, okay? And but that main message here, fam, follow your intuition, because that's something that you can regret for the rest of your life when you like, you hear that voice, I told you so. I told you so. And within this, you got to break the change with some things. Some things just have to be eliminated. The only way to overcome blocks is to confront them. Self-limiting beliefs don't flow with intention. It doesn't flow with grace. Okay? All right. There's change coming. And with the card coming in reverse, somebody is resistance to change, not realizing the balance and the flow of things in the world. Change is always inevitable, just as death is. Speaking about our loved ones from heaven, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. Yeah, well, we've heard that in the message, right? So, change and death. I'm feeling the energy that people fear change, even if it's in the midst of chaos. They like staying in chaos because it's familiar. I know how to move in this, but I don't quite have the courage. Someone needs the courage for change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Yeah, change is inevitable. Just like wind and water, it just keeps moving. Nothing is intended to stay the same, right? All right, what other messages from my beloveds? Cosmic wisdom. Okay. Authentic expression. This is about keeping it 100. Let's leave the fakery and the fuckery alone. Okay, we got cosmic wisdom and body wisdom. Interesting. Listen to your body's wisdom. Okay. Speaking about that gut feeling, understand and care for your needs. The perception of how you view yourself, your body, and what you put in it. Yeah. Both of these cards have to do with wisdom. So it's tapping into and moving with grace within wisdom. And there's needed for deep insight and knowledge through cosmic wisdom. And it's talked about somebody, they might be finding something that resonates with them, that, and, a different thought pattern that conforms them into truly being within themselves and feeling the energy of the Most High. So I'm going to get one last message before I end this reading, and I so hope that you got something out of it. And also, beloveds, I want to thank each and every one of you who are returning, and I want to welcome those who are here for the first time. Victory is in some endeavor, okay? We've got the kangaroo. Through unsettled times, you need to plan ahead, okay? And then with this fan energy, romance, celebration, and a party. All right. You know what? I want to dig a little deeper into this before I let you go. Within these unsettled times, I'm guided to pull. No, this is not it. I think I'm gonna have to put you on hold to find this deck. But as we move through these unsettled times, this is a time to come together within wisdom as well as collectively for the things that are coming. And most people don't want to hear about what's coming, but things are inevitable. Change is inevitable. So within these changes, just know that everybody that crosses your path for a reason and a season. And you're going to find that, I don't know, say for instance, just a scenario. You're stuck somewhere and a tornado comes. You're in the grocery store, okay? All of a sudden, to survive, those people in that grocery store, y'all become one unit. You become one family because y'all got to figure out how to get through this together, okay? So as you move about your day, just wherever you are, show some kindness, okay? Show some unity. I can't find that deck. But yeah, because within these unsettled times, we're going to need each other on a different level. And I'm just going to leave it right there, fam. All right, beloveds, until next time, I hope all is well. Stay peaceful.